Councillor Bradford and Councillor Pasternak have put forward a letter calling for an injunction on the Al-Quds rally, which is scheduled to take place on Saturday here in downtown Toronto. Now, as for what we know about this letter, the letter that was released earlier today is asking Toronto lawyers, they're requesting they go to court to achieve a cancellation of this event. They're calling on Mayor Chow to also condemn the gathering. In this letter, both of these councillors said that enough is enough. Protesters must be prevented from blocking ambulance routes and targeting businesses owned by members of the Jewish community and other minority groups. Torontonians deserve to go about their daily lives in peace and security without hate and demonization. That is what both of these councillors said earlier today in this letter. Now, we know that Toronto police will be increasing their security here at the event. We're going to see a heightened police presence in downtown Toronto. The event historically has taken place on University Avenue, so that's somewhere that they will see some heightened police presence if you are in the area on Saturday. Now, within the last 2 weeks, there has been violence targeting 3 synagogues in the GTA, as well as the attack on the U.S. consulate that happened earlier as well. So these are things that the councillors say they're keeping in mind when they sent through this letter calling for this injunction. And here is what Councillor Bradford had to say earlier today.
I think we have to consider the environment here in Toronto and around the world right now and prioritize public safety, the public safety of all of our residents here in Toronto. The reality is we've had 3 synagogues shot up in the past week. We've had the U.S. consulate on University Avenue, downtown Toronto, shot up. We had a vicious attack on a synagogue and Jewish school just yesterday, south of the border in Michigan. And lots of chaos taking place in Europe right now. So I think the stakes are very high. There's a lot of tension right now, and we have to prioritize public safety of all Torontonians, and a court injunction would be the best, most effective way to shut this thing down right now.
Now, authorities say that roughly 3,000 people are expected to attend this demonstration. To give you a bit of a backstory, Al-Quds Day is an annual event. It's held on the last Friday of Ramadan. The day is intended to express solidarity with Palestinians and the opposition to Israel's control of Jerusalem. Now, we also spoke to one of the committee members who was helping to create this rally for the Al-Quds rally happening on Saturday. Here is what the individual had to say. He disagreed with the councillors' request with this letter calling for an injunction. He disagreed with that, and here is what else he had to say.
We'll do our best to prevent any possible interaction, but people have the right to yell and have the right to scream. Even we ask the police to keep a good buffer zone between the various groups.
Now, he also added that these rallies have been held in Toronto for several years, but whether or not an injunction will be granted, that's something we are still waiting to find out. Back to you, Mark.